was 22-year-old Fabio Bartolotta, an individual with strong family ties to defendants convicted in connection with the Pizza Connection narcotics distribution case of the 1980s.
Out of a coffee shop in the Ridgewood section of Queens to have engaged in numerous armed robberies and other violent crimes across Queens County over the past.
And it's a shame I'm not the man I used to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 52 Topics with Frank Fiorellino. Ridgewood, a True Story. Season 3, Episode 6. The Vinny Unions Ambush. So, Frank, in Episode 5, we talked about you shooting Charlie. You were mad that this guy got a hold of the Porsche that was supposed to be yours. We spoke about these guys are stealing Boar's Head trucks. I mean, the guys are doing a lot of ballsy shit. Obviously, you're deciding to run around starting to shoot people. But there is something that has been on chip on Vito Guzzo's shoulder, let's say, for a little bit. So it's finally that time. We're going to get into it. What's going on, man?
Not much. Yeah, well, you sound like fucking my brother, with the shooting comment. Like I was just going, no, I had a reason. I shot the guy because the guy tried to scumbag me. It wasn't like I was going willy-nilly. You know what I mean? And even up to today, it bothers me that people think I just fucking got up one day and just said, I'm going to shoot people. But that wasn't it. These guys got this story. Back to Vito Guzzo, yeah. So it's been chipping on him for a very long time, this whole thing. But before we get to that, he approaches Anthony Christopher. He's been fiending, looking for revenge, looking at people that screwed him. He's looking for Joe Conti. Can't find Joe Conti. But Vinny Unions is a good target because he's easy. He's a creature of his own habit, doesn't go anywhere. He lives in the neighborhood. He's in his house, out his house. The only problem with Vinny Unions is Dennis Gazzardo. Before we get to that, this is about a week before November 2nd, the actual date when shit pops off. And Vito approaches his lifelong friend at that time, Anthony Christopher, who's an excellent fucking car thief. He knows he can do whatever he can do. And he tells him, I need 3 cars and a box truck. Anthony goes all around. Oh, yeah. And he tells him to, listen, don't steal the cars around Middle Village, Glendale, Maspeth, Ridgewood. Try to go anywhere else but there. He has a good amount of time. And he goes around looking for these cars. So he picks up an Oldsmobile somewhere, a station wagon, and another car, which is, we got the station wagon, Oldsmobile, and another sedan. And then finally he has the box truck. He gets the box truck, and he's given directions to systematically place these cars in certain areas in and around Middle Village, and especially around a certain block, and move them around sometimes. Don't let them look stagnated, because if they're stagnated, people are going to be like, whose fucking car is this? It's kind of like a residential area, and it's around this Caldwell Avenue area, which is off of the Main Street, Elliott Avenue. Oh, and put 4 screwdrivers in every car so you could start the car up like you stole them. Make sure everybody got the screwdrivers there. Enough said. It's done. And that's what he did.
So these things are all rigged up. They're ready to go at any moment for whatever the reason may be.
And strategically positioned. You know, they're told to, you know, that was the second thing he told them. Park these cars, one basically before where he gets out of his house, and one after. Like the box truck, he wants it to be a block up, where the car is a block before. And then there's a getaway car, which is going to be more or less on the side of the crash car. And that's what they were talking about. So now, before we all do that, let's go 6 months before. Dennis Gazzardo. Dennis Gazzardo's cancer stricken. Dennis Gazzardo is a captain in the Colombo family and kind of a mentor to young Vito. Older Vito passed away a couple of years before on a hunting trip, and he was missing, presumably dead. And Dennis Gazzardo confirms this with Vito. He tells him, hey, look, your dad got killed, and this is the guy responsible for pulling the trigger. Now, like anybody else that flare you up, people take care of things differently. But the young Vito Jr. was like, oh, yeah, thank you. He goes, don't do nothing, though, unless wait till I die. I don't got much to go. And this is how I wanted to go down. Now, Dennis was always at the Trophy Club, which is a Colombo club on Metropolitan Avenue in Middle Village. And that's where Vito Sr. used to hang out, too, prior to disappearing and getting killed. The club was always known to be Benny Aloy's club and his brother. But what happened here? And this is 50%. A lot of stories, a lot of theories that Vito's dad had gotten into an argument with Benny, because when Vito's dad was in jail, Vito Sr., he was the guy. He always was a tough guy, very respected. And when he came out, the Benny Aloy guy basically was a little bit jealous of him, because all these guys around Vito, and now he asked him one day to do something that was a little subordinate, like, hey, grab me that book on the shelf or something, and he didn't like it, and he told him no. So when he told him no, some people say it was a coffee, some people said whatever. He told him, no, you get it. It didn't stick right with him. And at that point, he had told Vinny Unions, take care of him. And they organized a hunting trip. They went hunting, and Vito Sr. disappeared. And that's the theory that I've gotten from people that are pretty much involved. And like I said, unlike Joe Conti, this guy was everywhere. So, I mean, not everywhere. He wasn't everywhere. He was from his house. He went to his job. Vinny Unions was. He had the same routine. So you didn't have to sit on him much. Here comes the day. Dennis dies. Dennis finally dies. Vito waits no time at all. He wants this guy. He wants him, and he wants him in the worst fucking way. So what does he do? The plan. He gets everybody together, and now he's got to put his team together. He gets the late Joe O'Kane. Joe O'Kane's going to sit in the truck with him, and they're going to be in the front. Now, in the back, Fabio's in the back in the Oldsmobile, and he's going to be behind the house, on the same block, but behind the truck, behind Vinny.
What is this? This is like 70th or something, right off Coldwell, something like that?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 4 blocks on the way to the 4 to 5 blocks on the way to the funeral parlor.
Right.
So you got Fabio's Oldsmobile in the back, and next to Fabio is Perp number 2. We're going to call him Perp number 2. You got that? Oldsmobile Perp. We're not going to use his name. Perp number 2, who's on the passenger seat with Fabio driving, and about 80 feet away from the entrance to Vinny Union's house. And then you got the getaway car, figure about 2 blocks down on where this is going to all go down. All right. And then you got a crash car that's there as well. In the crash car, you got John Clemenza, who was involved in the Ralph Schuler murder. Well, technically, he got rid of the clothes after the fact. Then you have Joe Shalaro, which is probably his first piece of work in respect to the Giannini crew and the violence, not the other stuff like bank robberies or other kind of robberies. So they got him there, and they got other guys waiting away from the crime. We'll get there in a little bit. So there you go. They're all ready. We gave you the people involved. Here comes fucking Vinny Unions. He's at the house. It's a fucking rainy day, but it's like that rain where it's just cloudy, but it's starting to fucking dry up. You know, you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a damp day. Damp
In a
and
New
dark.
York City November. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets in the front seat of his own car. He has a kid named Shivo driving. That's his last name. And another guy, Anthony Messi, in the back seat. So there's three of them that get in the car, and they're going to a funeral. They're going to Dennis's funeral. So what can they expect? Mind you now, during this time, the Colombo War is going on, the family war. So I guess, but I mean, you go to a funeral, the last thing you're going to expect is you're going to get ambushed. You know what I mean? Especially going to a funeral at 4 fucking in the afternoon. So they leave. Vinny Unions leaves. He's with Chiavo and Anthony Messi in the back. Chiavo's the driver. He's driving. They leave. They're on the way to a funeral. Not more than about a block and a half. The U-Haul stops all of a sudden. Out the fucking back of the U-Haul opens up, and there's Joe Kane with an M16. He pulls an M16. They try to look back, but they're blocked by Fabio's car. Perp 2 and Fabio come out the car as well, and they start shooting. When they start shooting, Vito comes out of the driver's seat, and they position themselves like they practice, where they're not going to shoot each other. Who's got the front window, who's got the back, one side, and one with the front seat, and then the back, and they just start loaded. They don't know who they're shooting at because it's a tinted window. So all of them got 9mm, and a couple of them got 2 guns. And Vito comes out with a shotgun as well. And all in all, it was quick, but they unleashed about 70 shells on a 4 o'clock in the afternoon in somewhere in Middle Village. That's rare. They all get fucking excited. They have their masks on too. I forgot they had that. They got Halloween masks on as they're doing this. So now they go into the car that's going to the getaway car, but the crash car with Clemens in it don't start. When it don't start, he has no choice but they have to take him too. They leave everything there. The car, the one car, the box truck, and the crash car. They all get into this station wagon and they head towards 69th Street. They go to the 69th Street. They make a right towards the exit, towards the LIE. They're on Elliott right now. So when they get on there, they get on the LIE and they're taking their masks off, putting their guns in a bag. They got everything, just so to get rid of. They get to Woodhaven Boulevard exit and they get out. They meet up with two guys from Vito's crew, 2 of his proteges. We're not going to mention them either. They're there to pick up Fabio and Vito and have them make a change of clothing because they're going to the funeral now to avoid implication. Like, we're coming to the funeral. I don't know what happened up the block. Who knows? So as they're putting their suits on, Vito looks at one of his buddies and says, "Hey, give me that fucking gun. I'm not going to this place empty-handed. Who the fuck knows? The funeral." And he takes a gun. When he takes a gun, so does the kid Fabio. And they dress up real quick and they go to the funeral. Go ahead.
So it was reported. I don't know if, like you said, this thing, this wasn't an all day affair. They got in, they got out, but it was reported in the press right after, within a couple of days that these guys apparently had, monster masks and hockey masks, I guess Jason mask, monster mask, whatever it may be. So I don't know if somebody might have looked out the window and saw this going down for a brief moment, but that was reported that they had these masks on. And so these guys just get out of here. They leave these guys for dead. They go to the
Right.
funeral. It's pretty crazy. I mean, they put on their suits. They go to this funeral like nothing ever happened. Obviously, like you said, you got the Colombo War going on. So they go to this funeral, Frank. What then? Does anyone know what just happened a few blocks away? What's going on?
We'll get to that, but 100%, yes, they were wearing Halloween masks, and I know that as a fact. Okay, um, they wore the hockey masks and all that, and not only
Right.
that, you're talking about people being there. Later on, Fabio's mother made a comment to somebody years after that she was there, visited a friend about 4 blocks away, and heard all this commotion. She could have never imagined, or maybe she could have, that her son was involved. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
crazy that shit is.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to the story. So they get driven to the funeral, and they go to the funeral. When they get to the funeral, there's people there. Obviously, it's a mob funeral. Same funeral parlor that my right there on Elliott, that my uncle, I think it was called a Village Funeral Home. That my
Village
uncle was.
Chapels. Yeah, I know exactly
Listen,
where that is. Yeah.
that's the one.
Yep.
So they get in there, and it's a mob funeral, typical mob funeral. You got the guys there, the family. Dennis is laid out. It's a wake, and they're all sitting there. But things get really, really uncomfortable quick. Mind you, there's a Colombo War. These guys know what's going on. They're looking at each other, but they see about 20 to 30 federal agents, SWAT team, and everything bust into the funeral place. They're going all over the area, and they're thinking in their minds, there's a war that's happening here, about to break out, and these guys are ready to kill each other, right? And even the guys there, the maid guys there, some of them are nervous. They're looking around like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, you got Patty Catalano, you got Sally Brad, you got all these guys in there, and they're saying to themselves, what the fuck? You know, are they coming after us? Are we going after someone? And the only people that really know what's going on is them two. So they're nudging each other in there, Fabio and Vito, and they're dressed up in suits like, I don't know what's going on. And Vito had to smirk like, you know, he usually has when he just doesn't want to be the focus of attention. Like, what the hell's going on? And that they just tore the whole place apart. Anyhow, they finally get out of there. Years later, in court documents, the Fabio said, I didn't think we were going to get out of there. I think that they were onto us, the feds, because there was too fucking, and they didn't care. They made their presence known, and they wanted us to know they were there. It wasn't like no sneaky stuff. You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah, you hear that. You hear that. With these funerals. I mean, they don't. They wait right across the street. They take their
Exactly.
photos. They're not hiding.
But I mean, when they came in 30, 40 strong because something happened on the
Well,
block,
that's wild too. But I guess they felt justified. Like
there was helicopters, there was fucking everything.
I mean, that's insane. But oh my
Yeah.
God. I mean, it's
Who did it?
like you said. Listen, it's the middle of the Colombo War.
Yes.
It's man. I mean,
And
there's so
who'd ever
many
think
things.
these two guys did this? It's
Right,
like a
that's what I'm saying. There's so many things working in Vito and in all their favor in terms of the convenience of this whole thing.
well, in their minds, they just killed 3 fucking guys. You know what I mean? It's a triple homicide.
Right,
Um,
that's what they think happened. Yeah.
Right. And not only that, the feds are saying something's going on. Are they going to go into the funeral? It wasn't about Dennis no more. Poor Dennis, it was his funeral. He was the last person that people were thinking about at this point. And that's how it went down. The aftermath.
Yeah.
Vinny Unions lives, and so does
Yeah.
Shivo, the driver. Anthony Messi in the back dies. He got
Yeah.
killed from wasn't the intended target, but sometimes collateral damage. It happened in the Galante case, and in this case, the targeted lived.
It's amazing that any of them lived. I mean, the way you're describing it, the way you hear it. I mean, obviously, those two guys are critical condition. They obviously they get to the hospital. Who knows? They don't know if they're gonna make it. But Messi is right away. He's dead. He's finished. But it makes me wonder though. Like, people got to be wondering. Like, all right, well. I mean, even on whatever. Well, Vinny Unions. Who is he aligned with, Frank? in the war. You know, you got the arena person.
Yeah, of course. The Reina faction. They were all in
Right.
the Reina faction, but
So
they thought that's what happened.
right. So
Um,
let's say the Persico side of things, they must be asking themselves, "Did you do this?" They're all pointing at each other like that fucking Spider-Man picture. The all Spider-Mans are pointing at each other. Did you do this? Did you do this? Is it you? Is it you? Well, they must be wondering, like, who the fuck did this?
well, the guy's made. They're not. They're
No, well,
not.
that's another thing too. But like, I wonder
They're not.
what would they have been thinking,
Uh,
knowing that they didn't do it?
at the same time, a year later, that they suspected Vito had something to do with it. The family did, and I don't know if they were fucking, rocking him to sleep or whatever. But they made him make peace. Vinny Unions and Vito, like, hey, everything. I don't know what you guys have, but it's over now. And this was the Aloy guy, and he
Okay.
was like, he never trusted that Vito. He was like, I don't know, man. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Are they setting me up? So
Yeah.
at that time he reaches out to Arena's son, who is like his father's spokesman. Vito does.
Yeah.
Vito reaches out to Arena's son and says, hey man, I don't want to be around these guys. I just don't know what's going on. I'd rather be with you. And the guy turned around and said, no, you can't. Right now, things are hot. You got to be with who you got to be with. So who knows what their intentions were? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to that, the victims and all. Yeah, they it was. You got to remember there was 4 9mm, an M16, a fucking rifle, and a 38. Talk about luck, bro. That's luck.
I mean, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's luck. And it's not like these guys, every single one of them there kill you. It wasn't like they were nervous.
So after obviously Vito and all these guys are going to find out, 2 of these guys lived. Do you recall the reaction to that? Do you know like what was the whole thing with that? Were they nervous that was the result, or?
They didn't talk about it. Like I said, Vito kept his cards close to his chest.
Right. It's got to be a shock though. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, you start worrying now at this point. He was
Yeah.
made. What's going on? What's their planning at that point? I don't know. I don't know the way of thinking, but there's a lot to come in Vito's life in this area this time frame. We got a lot to, as a shout out to Tom Levesque, he would say, unpack.
Yeah, I mean, since we started this series, I mean, in a couple of years' time, he's going from, killing, and no slight to the victim, killing what we would call like low level neighborhood drug dealers or whatever, to now killing a made man. I mean, it's like a big jump.
Yeah, yes, definitely. This definitely was something that caused attention. But we have other stuff too. Like there's a shooting involving a dead captain's son. We'll get to that. There's a lot of stuff out there that, he wasn't a soft spot guy. He was an anybody who fucking pissed him off spot guy. So I want everybody to know that too. I say it a lot of times, and people, always like, well, you're always tuning up his horn over there. I said, no. It is what it is. This guy has legend proportions in his repertoire, and we'll talk about stuff. The good the good. He also gets hit eventually. We'll talk about that.
So what else is going on? What's going on in Francesco Fiorellino's life?
Well, I'm hanging out with my buddies at the time, so I'm spending more time trying to get out of the Giannini place. I'm real close with the owner at the time, the guy who runs it, Nino. So I'm looking just to get out of it. My brothers are about to open up the Eagle's Nest, and I'm back and forth from Cypress Avenue, hanging out with Joe Grimaldi. I told you about the whole club didn't work out. I'm trying to create my own identity, And I run into Joe Galante's son, Joe Jr. At this time, he's telling me that there's this fucking gypsy he's always dealing with in the car business. All right. And he wants to unload some drugs. And I don't know if he owed him money or not. He goes, I want to take a shot at him. Are you down? And again, I'm going to go back to my mindset at the time. It wasn't what it was now. It was just whatever. It is what it is. How much is he carrying? Something like 10 keys. We could broker something and just take it from him and kill him. I said, all right, I'm down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 6 for season 3 of Ridgewood, A True Story. The Vinny Union's Ambush. Thank you for listening.
Time's caught up with you. Now you wait your turn. You know there's no return. Take your dirty roads. You join the other fools. Turn to something new. Now it's killing you. First it was the bomb. Vietnam, Nepal. Disillusioning. You push the